changes. So you're not just going to wake up today and say, well, I'm going to start all new habits today. It won't do it that way. It's something you do one day at a time, little by little, one by one, piece by piece. Now, I've heard somewhere that says if you do something 7 times, it becomes a habit. Now, what happens is to undo that habit, you have to do it 21 times in a different way. Then you have to do 7 more times in the other way to develop a positive habit. So instead of doing it, you have to do it 28 times now in a different way to get rid of a habit. Now your habits can be simple, your habits can be more complex. It doesn't really matter what habit you're talking about. You may have a habit of the first thing you get up in the morning, you turn off the alarm clock, you go put on a coffee, and once you then you head off to the washroom. Now if you're going to do that way all the time, that's fine. It's probably not going to affect too much. But if you're going to change that habit to make it a different habit, if you don't start doing it at least 28 times, that's a month. You're going to find yourself doing it that way unexpectedly. When you're not thinking about it, you're going to be getting up out of bed, hitting the alarm clock, getting up, making coffee. What you're probably going to have to do is put your coffee in a different place to start breaking that habit. Oh yeah, right. Changing habits. Because if you're not doing it, you end up reverting right back to the same way that you were. So your habits, or the things that you do daily, are determining what you are becoming permanently. Ouch.
Yes.
The things that you do daily determine what you become permanently. Your daily habits are creating your future, whether you like it or not.
That's true.
See, some people have a habit of not showing up at work. Guess what happens? If they don't get fired, they certainly don't get promoted. Yeah, but they have good reasons not to go to work. The sun is shining today. It's a fishing day today. That's a good But whatever you do daily will determine what you become permanently, because your daily habits are creating your future. You are a result today. Today, you are a result of yesterday's habits. And last year's habits, and the habits that you developed 10 years ago, and the habits you developed 20 years ago. You're the result of those habits today.
Yeah.
You smoke. When did you develop that habit? Most of us probably start somewhere in our teens. We develop a habit. Now break it. Okay, tomorrow morning I'm going to stop it. That's probably going to take more than tomorrow morning. By tomorrow evening, if you haven't, you're going to start again. You're a result today of your habits, whether they were good or bad, and that's true in every area of your life. For example, your physical health, the condition and the shape of your body are the direct result of yesterday's eating and or exercise habits. And that hurts, doesn't it? I thought it was genetic. My mother was a big woman. But let's face the facts. Well, I don't like exercise. You don't have to. Just take the cost. I don't like to discipline my eating. You don't have to. If you want to eat junk food 24/7, go for it. Just don't complain. You developed a habit. You developed the habit yesterday, and that's what has determined how you look. Today, a lot of it. Now, obviously, our hair color and stuff like that, we can develop a habit there too. But that's a direct result of yesterday's habits, the last 10 years of habits. The you that you have created is the result of your eating habit, it's the result of your exercise habit, it's the result of your nutritional habits. See, some people eat regularly, they just don't eat good.
No, that's true.
They won't eat such a thing as fresh vegetables. Fresh vegetable. They won't eat such a thing as a full piece of meat. I don't know, we like it chopped and sliced and diced and mixed with monosodium glutamate and who knows what all else. Then it tastes much better. No, it doesn't.
No.
It's got absolutely no nutritional value now. You might as well not even eat it.
Well, sorry.
They had a while ago, they had the big, it wasn't an expose, but it was the film on the fellow that went to a certain eating place and always ordered the supersize me. What happened? It supersized him, and yet he was malnourished. And he would go ahead and he would order from McDonald's all the food, and he'd always order it oversized, and he gained out of how many hundreds of pounds. His health ended up to the place where it was almost wrecked. They were worried about his heart. And this took, what was it, 6 months? It wasn't a long period of time. 30 days? And they're going like, what has gone on here? He was a product of his habit.
He died 2 weeks later.
Died 2 weeks later? Oh, I hadn't even heard that, but I knew it was definitely not doing well. What's that? He didn't make the month either? Well, that was the plan. He was going to make it. He never made it. And you go, what is this? What is, it's a development habit. Well, now he can turn around and say, well, it's not my fault. It's McDonald's fault. No, you're the one that shoved it in your face.
Come on. Amen. Come on.
If you don't want to eat nutritional food, you don't have to. Just be willing to take the cost, because the cost is going to be there. You're eating empty carbs. You're eating empty calories. You're not getting the nutritional value. The physical body is going to end up not developing the way it's supposed to, and the time is coming where the piper will be paid.
That's good. Yep.
And it's a habit. It's a habit. Well, the same thing holds true for your finances. Whichever financial situation you may find yourself in at this moment is probably a direct result of your past financial habits. Oh, Pastor, you can't say that. I'm just getting married. That's why I have no money. Oh, I can say that because I happen to know a fellow who at 16 or whatever, his father says, you're taking your money, you're not buying that car, you're buying an apartment block, and he had to do it. By the time he got married, guess what? He developed a habit. His habit was not having the hottest hot rod on his main street. His habit was saying, I have some security now.
Yeah.
I have something that's going to ride out a lot of the ups and downs in the market. When I was 18, 19 years old, I moved to Alberta, and I got a job, which at that time was an extremely high-paying job. I got a job making $7.35 an hour. Working on the oil rigs. You may go, $7.35 an hour, is that even minimum wage? Back at that time, minimum wage was $2.65 an hour.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not old, just times change very quickly. I know I discussed the thought that I should buy a house. There was a house that was for sale. It was a little white house. It had 2 bedrooms, kitchen, dining. It was nothing fancy. It had a basement, and the basement was in great shape. And they were asking $30,000 for it. And I thought, I really ought to buy that house. But when you're making $7.35 an hour, and you think of putting in $30,000 into a house, it was like, oh, what's going to happen? Well, the last time I saw that house sell, it sold for something like $265,000. Wouldn't have been a bad investment. I could have made worse. I did make worse. Your financial situation is most likely going to be a result of the habits that you have developed over the time. If you have developed the habit of giving 10% of your income to the church, now you know that God can bless you. If you develop the habit of putting 10% of your income into savings, you're going to have something built up. Come on. But it becomes a habit, because if it's not a habit, you're not going to do it. I know Dan just went through the books a while ago, and I hadn't asked him to just off. Totally, he just went ahead and did this because Dan works with numbers a lot more than I do. And they went through the church books.